How's it going, everyone? Who's Great here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys some tips for piloting fighters in Star Wars Battlefront. So, the first and probably most important tip is to find a fighter you are most comfortable with on both teams. Each fighter handles a little bit differently and each one has its own unique features. This will be the fighter you prioritize when looking around for a chip. Yes, eventually you will get a feel for all the fighters and be able to use them in whatever you want, but it is important that you find your favorite one, especially for starting off. For example, my favorite would be the X-Wing on the Rebel side due to its maneuverability and the TIE Interceptor on the Imperial team, although in general I do enjoy the Rebels fighters. So, assuming you already know what your favorite fighter is, we'll move on to the next tip, which is knowing when to back off. This gets a lot of friendlies and enemies killed, whether they're assaulting the ground or in a dogfight. A lot of the time when you see someone coming crashing to the ground, it's because they couldn't let that one soldier survive. But what I'm saying is, back off. If you feel you're getting too low while performing a ground assault, just abandon it, do another run, because trust me, going in for 2 kills is a lot better than dying to get that 1 kill. Most of the time, when attacking the infantry troops, it's all about angle. Now for the dogfights, a lot of the time you'll notice enemies will be way too stingy to back off while you're flying towards them, so they'll play a game of chicken with you. And to avoid death in that situation, I recommend either turning away and maneuvering immediately, or if you're on the rebel side, use your shields, launch your homing missile, and then maneuver away. Most of the time you'll get the kill or at least damage them enough to where you can come back and finish them off. In addition to this, a lot of people don't know, or at least don't use this information, that you have the ability to leave your fighter while in the air, guys. This also applies to knowing when to back off, because say you win a firefight but you're badly damaged, you should always exit your aircraft and attempt to locate a new one once you spawn in so you'll have full health. This doesn't count as a death, so you won't get that, negative KD if you really worry about it. This way you'll be able to not die in the next firefight and you'll have a fully new fighter. To do this, just press the button it is on whatever console or platform you play on to cool down your blaster, R, square, or whatever it is for you. Now another very important tip is to keep your eyes on the enemy spawn. We've all been in the situation where we're not paying attention and out of nowhere from behind us an enemy fighter comes up behind us and blows us out of the sky. It is imperative that you always have a view on the enemy spawn so you can see when enemy fighters are coming out. If you are doing a ground assault on the map and you can't see the fighters behind you, look at your map, okay? I can't stress that enough. Keep looking at your map or the spawn and it'll save your life. Now you might be lucky enough to have a functioning team of friends or smart randoms. Try to make the best of it. If someone else isn't doing it, maybe you can do it, and by this I mean keeping your fighter around the enemy spawn so you can take them out right when they come out. Yes, this is really cheap, but it calls for really good teamwork, and your teammates can then take out the advancing enemies down below, say in Supremacy or something like that. If you watch my clip, you'll see one of the guys in the background by the spawn while playing on Tatooine just spinning around waiting for the enemies to come in. Next, know what you and your enemies are flying. On so many occasions I've died because I picked fights with the wrong guys. What I mean by this is, for example, an X-Wing will almost always outmaneuver a TIE fighter. They're able to turn around quicker and sharper and they'll blow you away. And I'm sure we all go in the situation sometimes where you and the enemy go round and round in circles and no one gets a shot off. In this game, this happens mostly between an A-Wing and a TIE fighter, and if you get in that situation, unless you're impatient, wait for the enemy to break off or for a friendly fighter to come back you up. Because most of the time, if you're the one to break off, they'll get the lucky angle and shoot you down. Now lastly for this episode, do not engage more than one enemy. If you pick up a fighter chip and spawn in without knowing you'll be the only one up there facing 3 enemies, I highly recommend to abandon your vehicle. Now, unless you have full confidence in yourself to take them down, but most of the time that will not be the case. You should always wait for more teammates to spawn in, but that's just me. You can do you. Alright guys, that'll be it for this video. There are many other tips such as using mountains and other terrain to your advantage, but these are just the basics to get you started and keep you in the sky. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, slap that like button and have a nice day.